Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Nexo Knights Beastmasters Chaos Chariot set. This is set number 70314. It has 314 pieces, and I paid $30 for this set. So this will be the second Nexo Knights set I've ever looked at. The last one I looked at, I got at a brick convention for a reasonable deal. It was Infernox Captures the Queen. It did have kind of one of these hover horses as well, and I really liked it. And when I saw in the instructions all of the other different sets that are in Nexo Knights and released along the same time, I was very interested. I do like going back and looking at a Lego theme I never looked at in the past. This one really caught my eye, and I felt like I got a somewhat fair deal on it. This is retired. I'm assuming it's from 2016 era, and I think it retailed for $30 back then, and I paid $30 for it now. It's a little bit of a damaged box, a little bit crushed, not too bad though. It should still be sealed, and I think on the aftermarket the market price is maybe a 40, 30, whatever else, and so I felt like this was fine. It does kind of align with the piece count here, so I was really excited about this, and I can't wait to get into it. So in this video I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego Nexo Knights Beastmasters Chaos Chariot set, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then remind you, if you like the video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. That helps a lot. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. It'd be amazing to get there, so I appreciate all the help. It means a lot to me. Then I wanted to talk about the build. So we start off with some of the minifigures. There's 2 minifigures in this set, and back at this time in 2016 era, they were putting kind of all the minifigures just in the first bag, or the majority of times it feels like that. We start off with a side build here, which is pretty cool. Has some interesting pieces, couple stickers on there. That's a hover horse. I do talk about it in the full review, and there was a similar hover horse in the Infernox Captures the Queen set that I looked at somewhat recently. And then we start working on this Chaos Chariot here. It starts out with a pretty strong Technic base or Technic core here. We can see those beams that I'm applying the stickers to right there, but there's also some like Technic bricks and some Technic kind of stuff on the rear of the carriage or of the gondola of the chariot here. But we do a good job kind of building that out. It ends up looking like it has a really nice shape to it. The stickers add a ton of good detail, and there's some really cool functions in there too. I did encounter a broken piece in here, and I will talk about that and show that in the full review as well. Add a couple more details to the side of the gondola, and then we can work on the kind of builds for the things that are pulling this chariot. So this is really cool. There's some kind of like upside down building stuff in here, a little bit of Technic, some nice building techniques using some clips to kind of round this stuff out. There's great piece usages. These really nice printed dome pieces are awesome, and so are these translucent orange chains. There's some great functionality here and tons of cool stuff overall. So I'm really pleased with this, and now on to my review for this set. Okay, so here we have the Lego Nexo Knights, the Beastmasters Chaos Chariot set. This is really awesome, and I encountered something that I haven't encountered with Lego, at least in a very long time, when I was building this, but I was so grateful to be able to get this set, and I had a ton of fun building it, and it's a really well designed set, lots of cool things to look at. So we will get right into it, and the first thing we will look at is the minifigures, because you do get some. You get 2 minifigures in this set. The first one we'll look at is one of the Nexo Knights, I believe. I think in the Infernox Captures the Queen set, I looked at Aaron. But in this one, we have Macy, which is very cool, very kind of punny too. I think there's a character named Lance as well, who might carry a lance. Macy seems to have this mace as an accessory here. So it uses kind of this bar element with a Technic pin and a stud there, and then some, studs on the side bricks with the orange translucent, and then all of these kind of pyramid type pieces and that sort of gunmetal gray there. Makes a pretty cool mace looking accessory. They also have an accessory here of the shield, which is like the Nexo shield piece. So it's got a bar piece to hold on the back, some studs up here, some studs on the back, and it does have the printed Nexo shield piece there in kind of the translucent orange. It's got printing on it. I think that is almost like a dragon claw or something like that. This set does come with another one, and I believe these are called Nexo Powers. And this one is just on a clear Nexo shield, and it has kind of a magnet looking printing on there. So you get both of those, which is very, very cool. So some good accessories, the shield and the brick built mace here. And then we can look at Macy, the character. So we have a really pretty cool helmet here, similar to Aaron's, but not exactly the same. I don't think it's close. So it actually uses kind of a similar, just kind of like a spaceman helmet underneath there, but then it has this really nice kind of face mask grill. It's a separate piece, and it also has this kind of feather or hair or something up here as a separate piece. It could be hair that's kind of coming up through the helmet for this character. So that is there. It's kind of a more flexible, rubbery kind of plastic. If I take off the helmet, we can see Macy's face. You do not get a extra hair piece for this character, but that's okay. I wish it was there, but all right. We do have one face here. We also have an alternate face. It's a little hard to see, but a different expression, a little bit of like scratches and different stuff on the side of their face there. So that's really good. We do have a similar kind of like armor pauldron piece as Aaron had. So it's dual molded with kind of translucent stuff on the shoulders, a couple studs on the back. I will take that off so we can see the rest of it. But this does have kind of the like Nexo looking shield cut out in there, so you can see through that, which allows you to see the crest on the rest of the minifigure torso. So looking at the torso, we have kind of this like dragon looking crest up top there that is visible through the armor. And then we have some really awesome printing all on the torso with different colors, some really fine details, nice different line weights and things like that. Or maybe a lot of these lines are, I would say they're different line weights, which is really nice. We do have printing on the midsection, which lines up really well, maybe perfectly. It's very well aligned. And then printing on the legs at the top, in the middle, on the feet, in the kind of middle there of the waist area. So tons of really good printing. No printing on the arms. Back of the torso has the armor kind of continued there. And we do see that alternate face, so really good to get that. So this is Macy again. I think I talked about it with Aaron. There appears to be like different versions of these characters. I think I'll grab the instructions so we can maybe see that, because I think they have versions that are like ultimate characters and different stuff. So if I look here, we have ultimate Macy, which has a different Nexo power and some different accessories there, maybe some different armor and printing and stuff as well. And I think those were sold as like, not gimmick sets so to necessarily, but like kind of as their own kind of set. So it would be like a minifigure with some kind of build, and that would be its own thing. Same for Aaron, Robin, Clay, some of the other characters over here. So that's interesting. This is just Macy. I'm just happy to get more Nexo characters. The production work on this one is really, really good. I think it looks cool. I think the accessories are great. So that is nice to see. And then besides that minifigure, we get one other one. This set is called the Beastmaster's Chaos Chariot. So the other minifigure we get here is the Beastmaster. So that's very cool. And this one has some accessories with these kind of chain pieces that have these printed ball pieces on the end. And actually, I was very surprised because on these orange pieces here, the faces on the balls are different. So that's two different prints there for those accessories, which is really cool. So these are, maybe to be a weapon of some sort that they can kind of twirl these around and different stuff, but they just go on their hands there, and those are Beastmaster's kind of accessories here. And I was very surprised to see the two unique prints for these kind of pieces there. Looking at the rest of this figure, kind of has a hood piece here, like that. We're looking at the face printing. We have kind of an eye patch there. It's on like a red minifigure head. Nice color for the eyes, good detail around the mouth, some stubble there. This one does have an alternate face. With a different expression. The mouth is the big difference. This one almost looks more like a smile, kind of has the eyebrow raised a little bit there. The other one is a little more of a grimace, so that is good to see. The torso here looks like they don't have armor necessarily, but you see sort of like the abdomen and the pectorals, some of the body, maybe they just have like red skin there. And then they kind of have this harness sort of going across there with some nice metallic printing, some fine details, really cool printing for the face in the middle, which is similar to the face on these like little orange accessories there. We do have printing on the midsection. We do have printing on the legs up at the top, in the middle, down onto the feet. No printing on the arm. Looking at the back, we kind of have the back of that harness there. So this is a really cool figure. Yeah, I was very surprised to see, the different kinds of prints here for the accessories, and that kind of relates to some other things that are in the set a little later. There is also, I believe, an ultimate version of the Beastmaster, and I actually think that was in the instructions where I was just looking for Macy here. So the ultimate Beastmaster has their own Nexo Knight shield, has some different, a more built out accessory thing, and a little hand drill, and it also looks like a different torso printing, different leg printing there, and stuff. So that's kind of interesting, but we just have the basic one in this set. And then we also have this, which was really cool. This is a book. I don't know if it's like for Gestro or if this is for you. I don't know exactly what this book is, but it's very interesting. It's on a nice piece with kind of the pearl gold, and then this translucent, I think, green with the printing on there. It could be yellow, it could be green, but a translucent colored book cover that has really good printing on it, really good detail. And then inside of that, we have this tile, and I believe this tile is also printed, I want to say. I do not believe it was a sticker. So that's printed as well. It kind of looks like it has like a spirit lava thing kind of coming out through the pages or something. So that's very cool too. So a couple extra interesting pieces here, and that's good. So good to get those. The printing is really nice. And then we do get kind of a side build here, which I had looked at one of these with the Infernox Captures the Queen set, because Aaron in that set had one of these. So we do have another hover horse here, and I love these. This is the second one I've built. I loved the one in Aaron's set, or Infernox Captures the Queen set. This one, as far as I can tell, pretty much the same build, but maybe some color swaps and some different things here. So We start out with a very kind of simple base, actually using some Technic pieces here. We kind of add on maybe this thruster on the back. It looks like some nice greebling details. It has the same kind of motorcycle or horse saddle type piece that I believe is specifically for Nexo Knights. It doesn't have any way to connect to wheels or anything else, so it's a pretty unique piece. Works really, really well for this. We have the kind of handlebars there, or the reins. Those can be, positioned up and down. The handles could kind of be twisted there to accommodate mini figure hands. Nice kind of use of these pieces on the side to really taper in that shape there. We do have these clip pieces on the side in the translucent orange, which can be used to hold some of the accessories here. So we could put Macy's mace over on one side clipped in there, something like that, and we could also put the shield in there, something like that. So that's very good. And then they could have both of their hands on the handlebars here, kind of leaning forward, which is very, very cool looking, and I like that a lot. I always like when Lego designers include places for accessories to be held in the build. It makes sense for play. It just makes sense in a lot of different ways, so I like that a lot. And then we have the head kind of built up here in the neck, which is same but as the other hover horse I looked at, but I think some color swaps there. Color blocking is nice. We do have a sticker on this piece here and a sticker right there as well, and these can all be like articulated a little bit. We do use a blue droid body in there, which is very cool, and then a couple of these clip pieces, the same ones there for the ears or something like that. So that can all be positioned. It looks horse-like to me, without the legs. It's got the nice sci-fi element to it, nice fantasy element to it. I just think these are a great idea. I think they're really silly. I think they're really imaginative, and I'm a big fan of these. As far as a side buildy type thing goes, they're great in my opinion. So I'm a big fan of these, and I hope I get to build a bunch more of these hover horses. I just think they're a really good idea. I talked about it in the Infernox Captures the Queen video. There's not in at least as far as I can tell, there's no real reason for these to exist except for just creativity, because if there's horses, then they would maybe have horses, or if they can build hover vehicles, there's not necessarily reason to make them look like a horse. But I really like that for the Nexo Knights theme, and this is another great addition to it. So very pleased with that. I think this looks great. I think it's very fun. So happy to see another one of those. And then the rest of the set is this Beastmaster Chaos Chariot here, which is very cool. It's got similar color schemes to the Infernox kind of buildable figure there, which has kind of the black and translucent orange, a little bit of gray in there, kind of flame, molten lava sort of stuff going on, and this is really awesome. So I don't exactly know where to start, but we'll start by, I think, looking at the carriage or whatever this is. Do they call these the gondola for a chariot? They might. But we start with kind of the back area here, and it just uses a plate there. On the bottom, it's a 4x8. We have a couple of these kind of inverted slope pieces to build that out. Same with these ones at the back. And then we start building up kind of the main surface of this. We do add in, and we do have some like Technic bricks used in there that get covered up pretty well. You can see a little bit more of the Technic kind of stuff that's used here underneath, including some of the blue pins there, which is not ideal, but not terrible. And I think the shape of this is really good. It kind of has almost a diamond looking shape, or like a triangle where it's wider up here. It slims down at the back, which is really great. And then one of the things that it has in it is this kind of catapult, or this launcher here, which is really cool. It uses one of these orange translucent kind of rock pieces, and then we build up this Technic beam kind of catapult there. We have a trigger mechanism for that right here. So by pushing that in, it launches, or it propels the kind of basket here to push forward. And so I'll actually take a moment to talk about kind of the projectile in this set, because like the Beastmaster accessories there, we have these printed pieces that are really interesting, that are supposed to be launched. And the Infernox Captures the Queen set had a tile shooter, but the like 2x2 round tile shooter, one of the bigger ones, and it had some printed tiles with little faces on them. And we have these little ball pieces there. I think these were used for eyes for a Bionicle figure at one point, but we have these printed ones on the red that have a face, so I believe these to be like living kind of projectiles, flame, lava kind of creatures or entities or something that have their own, their own sentience perhaps, or at the very least their own faces and expressions. And that's the same is true for over here, as well as the tiles that were in the projectiles in the Infernox set. But with the orange ones on the Beastmaster's accessories, we had two unique prints. For these red ones, the projectiles for the kind of catapult here, these ones are the same print as far as I can tell, so you get two of those. And then we get two more, and these are two different prints. So that's three unique prints for these projectiles, and I believe these are different prints than even the orange ones there. So that's at least 5 of these little pieces, these little round kind of eye pieces for a Bionicle, I think, but these round kind of ball pieces with the spot on the back there, that we have different colors and we have different prints on them, which is insane. I don't think Lego would do that, in 2024, but they wouldn't probably have people putting stickers on these pieces, so I don't know. I'm super thrilled to see that those are printed, unique prints, different stuff. It adds a ton to like the lore, it's the storytelling, the narrative, the creativity. It really does a lot. And I'm assuming that was expensive to do, to make all these different prints on kind of the same piece, but I think that's really great. I know back in the day, maybe more towards the 90s and the early 2000s, I think when Lego was doing, or was struggling a little bit financially, I think part of that was because they was printing so many unique pieces, and I don't know if that's like confirmed or not. That's just something that I've heard. And this would have taken, because this is maybe 2017, this would have been like much later than that, but maybe for Nexo Knights they were willing to do it. And there are stickers in this set, but like I say, I don't think they would have us put stickers on really small round pieces like that. It just wouldn't work. They could have made these all the same color. They could have made these all the same expression, the same face printing, and I'm so glad that they didn't. So that's really, really cool. We do have a spot here for the Beastmaster to occupy, something like that, so they can stand here and kind of drive this chariot, which is nice. It looks cool there. Some nice usage of some of these different kind of angled bricks here. We do have stickers in this set, and I did show the sticker sheet a little bit already. So a couple of them were used on the hover horse, a couple back here, a couple in there, maybe some different controls, some other stuff, one here in the middle, and a couple more right there. I think that is all of the stickers here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I think that's everything. So just those 9 stickers, easy enough to apply. These ones aren't my favorite just because they're on a Technic beam that's a good amount longer than the sticker is. The stickers are smaller than the beam, and so getting those placed is a little bit trickier, but wasn't terrible. And I think the overall effect is really, really nice of the stickers. They had some nice detail when we also have kind of some brick built detail and different stuff as well. We do have these pieces, which are like the dual molded kind of flame pieces that have a really nice gradient to them, which is nice. Have the other one on the side. These can kind of be articulated or angled there or whatever. These dual molded piece, which the Infernox Captures the Queen set also had, which is really nice. These can kind of move as well, just a little bit. They do a really nice job to kind of round out the shape of this, and also add some bulk and add a little bit more kind of character to it. So that's very, very good. And then we have kind of the chariot, what is like drawing the chariot or pulling the chariot or the gondola or whatever the back portion, the cart of this is. What is pulling it is kind of this up front. And I don't know what to call these. It's not horses. And, you know, chariots could be pulled by lots of different things. But essentially we have this Technic beam structure that moves out there, kind of builds out this way, and we have these really interesting characters here. Again, these appear to be, to me, like living kind of molten creatures or beings or entities or whatever here. They have printing on them. These are a bigger kind of dome-like piece with the ratchet hinge on the back of them, and they have printing that goes kind of all the way around, and both of these are unique. So this one is different from this one. This one kind of has the scars up top. The eyes are totally different. This one has obviously different eyes and even different kind of patterning going around the back. So these two, like the small projectile pieces and the Beast Master's accessories, are printed and pretty unique and pretty expressive and pretty cool. So they make up kind of the head area of these chaos molten lava creatures, I'm going to call them. We do build these up really, really nice with some kind of disc stuff under here and some stuff that is upside down building. So we have the tile here, the disc, a plate underneath that. We attach it with some Technic. Then we do some really nice technique to kind of build out this barrier around there, which also accommodates these teeth pieces to make it look like teeth there, which is very, very cool. You can see these can open up almost like it's a mouth, so these can kind of chomp, and in there we have some nice building with some translucent orange in there and area for, you know, something to be in there. I mean, I suppose you could even put some of these projectiles, you know, in there, and they would maybe, that's a place to store them. Beastmaster accessories could be put in there. I don't know what else could be put in there. There's not a ton of room, but there is room, so that's very cool. And I like to see that, and I think the chomping nature of this is really, really fun and really cool. The way this was designed, these kind of clip around one of these modified plates with the bar on each side, and so they actually do a really good job to kind of complete how round and spherical these look, which is excellent to see. Overall, I really, really liked building both of these. The builds are largely the same. There's a little bit of differences right to left, and that mostly comes into play when attaching these. And these are actually, besides the catapult, these make up a big kind of element of the play and the features and functions of this set. So we have these translucent orange chain link pieces coming from each one, which is great. It helps build into the kind of idea that this is a chariot being pulled here, and maybe these could be used to direct these lava molten entities to which way to pull the chariot, and so that's really great. And what happens is if you turn this piece, which is connected to these chains, you can turn it one way and it opens that one up, and the other way opens that one up. So these can open up independently as this turns. So the Beastmaster could be, you know, riding in here and driving this forward, and then this could open up and this could open up, and that just allows for this kind of alternate kind of chomping function there with a really satisfying sound and a really, really clean function. They designed this really well using these kind of vented slopes on the back, using this kind of Technic piece there as a stopper so they don't fall back too much, so that when this is just level, they will fall back down, which is great. So we have a stopper here so these don't lean back too far. And it doesn't impact, to me, the design or like the looks, the aesthetics of this set. It feels kind of fine, because this is so much fantasy and sci-fi and everything else that I don't mind this little bit there, and it serves a really, really good, important function. And so this is very, very cool. I was pleasantly surprised to see that. It's a super simple mechanism. This is just on a turntable, really, really basic, and it just pulls these back in the right way to allow them to open and close, which is excellent to see. I really, really liked that. And that's kind of everything that's in here. You know, we do have a little bit of the Technic beam here being seen, a little bit of Technic there, some Technic back here with the blue that you can see. I wish this wasn't blue, for sure. It's not, it doesn't ruin the set for me, because to me this set is so good that I can forgive a little bit of that. I would prefer them to be black or gray, or red even, but they're not, and that's okay. I mean, even maybe tan would have been better. I don't know. There's potentially a lot of options. I understand the philosophy why Lego has certain pieces color locked or not. I totally get that, for build clarity and for making sure pieces don't get mixed up and all of this other stuff. I get that. So yeah, the little bit of blue that I see there, not enough to kill the set for me. It really works. I don't mind seeing the Technic holes, the pinholes in the beams here. It just kind of adds to the aesthetic. They did do a little bit there by adding these kind of gold pyramid pieces, and what I did is try to line up these stickers with the kind of silver bits in there between the kind of molten lava fire looking pieces. I tried to like line those up with where these kind of not barb pieces, but these pyramid kind of looking spikes on the side were going to be, and I think that works pretty well there, which is nice. This is super stable. I'm not worried about this like drooping or leaning or anything kind of falling off here, which is really cool to see. And I just think this is a great set. It looks awesome from the front, super menacing, super cool, tons of character there. It looks great from the top, it looks great from the side, and this is just a really well achieved model here that I'm super happy to get. I can show kind of some of the function here. I think in the instructions it shows maybe loading up 2 or 3 or 4 of these all at one time. I don't really want to lose them, but I'll just do it lightly. We can kind of launch those out of there, and if I really slammed this forward, we could potentially launch it quite far. So I guess I'll do one of those, and that went pretty far, and I think that's fun and good, and thankfully I did not lose that there, so I still have all 4 of those pieces, which is nice. So this has a ton of cool functions, a super playable set, which I'm very happy about. So I think that's kind of everything. The build was not too difficult, pretty straightforward, but man, I was impressed with this, and I'm really happy with what I have here. You know, the stickers are totally reasonable, but I'm so just jazzed and overjoyed about getting this print and those interesting pieces, big pieces, dual molded pieces, big pieces here, which is another thing that happened. Big specialized pieces was also the case for the Infernox Captures the Queen set. I think the minifigures are really strong. Their accessories are great. Wonderful side build. All the unique prints and everything really make this come together for me. I will show the extra pieces here because you do get some. You don't get a ton, but you get a few. So some of the Technic pieces there, the little clip pieces, a couple of the translucent orange and maybe translucent green, is that? Which I think those are maybe in here. I'm not sure exactly where, or maybe they're in the mace. I'm not sure exactly. And the little kind of pyramid pieces in the pearl silver or pearl gray and the pearl gold, one of these cheese wedges there. And this set is 314 pieces, and I paid $30 for this. The box is a little bit damaged. I don't care about that. It was all sealed and in great condition. $30 feels great. I think this might have retailed for $30 in 2017. yeah, maybe 2016 it retailed for $29.99 or $30 roughly. And I think so paying, essentially retail price for this all these years later, like 8 years, 7 years later for a sealed version feels fine. I think the market value for a sealed version of this is maybe a little bit higher than $30, maybe closer to 40 or more. I'm not positive. I think this is a great value set. So the price per piece makes sense, and it makes even more sense when considering the size of some of the pieces in here and the like special kind of nature of some of them, the prints and everything like that. I don't know how common these translucent kind of chain pieces are. This kind of piece here, these rock pieces there, the flame pieces there, and then, yeah, all the printed stuff, printed Nexonite shields and all of this other wonderful stuff. These are relatively big pieces here for the kind of head area, eye areas for these lava entities there. 314 pieces for $30 just makes a ton of sense. I think I probably would have paid more for this, knowing what's in here. And even beforehand, when I was kind of interested in getting this one, I wasn't specifically looking for this, but it seemed like a great price, and I'm super happy with it. This is one that I probably would have spent $40 on and not felt bad about it at all. I might have even spent more than that, just considering what I have in the box here. Excellent minifigures, excellent accessories, great side build, tons of play, and great display as well for me. So really, really cool, like printed book pieces, all this stuff. I feel like I'm kind of gushing about this, but I really want to express how fond I am of this set and this theme so far, as all the things I've looked at have been really, really good, which hasn't been many, but very impressed with this. And this feels like a great value to me. I probably would have paid even more than $40, $45, maybe even $50, and still felt like I got a good value. So getting it for $30 feels great. I think that's a wonderful retail price. I can't imagine Lego would make this set with this kind of stuff in it, unless maybe these are used in a bunch of other Nexonite sets, but I don't know if that is the case. It didn't appear to me when I was kind of looking through that would be the case. But if so, I mean, I still just don't think this is a set that they would price at that kind of price in that way in the modern era of 2024 Lego. So it feels great. It feels really, really good to get this. There is one thing left that I wanted to talk about, and that's the kind of whole brittle brown thing. I'm not actually sure when the brittle brown Lego stuff was going on, and I'm thinking it was maybe around this time, and I'm not positive. It seems that the Lego had a response to the brittle brown pieces in 2018, and I don't know if the issue started before then, and I'm actually not even sure if this is brown, but there appears to me to be some brown in here, maybe some reddish brown, and I did have a piece crack, which is something that I almost never, ever see. And it was actually a pretty bad one. You can see it right here, that piece under there, and that's even maybe not the same brown as some of the other stuff. But I know there were some sets that had maybe more brittle brown and all sorts of different stuff. I'm actually going to disassemble this a little bit so I can try to show what is going on with that piece. And maybe it's the case that it's not even actually brown. Maybe it's a totally different piece here. I think it is brown. And it is kind of a bummer, but I'm sure, like, I don't know, if I take this apart in a particular way, it might break the plate even more. So let me see how I can do this best I can. Okay. Oh yeah, now it really snapped. Okay, so it wasn't like that when I was putting it together, and I unknowingly was pressing on it with the brick separator in the side that had a kind of vulnerability there. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to take all this stuff off. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with it. But I'm trying not to do any more damage. And this is going to take me a lot longer than I anticipated here. So, okay, I got some of these pieces off. So when I was building this brown plate, which looks like that, had a crack in it that went from the side here kind of all the way down. And now as I was using the brick separator, it did completely break this piece. And so I sort of had me wondering if this was around the era of the brittle brown kind of issue with quality. And I don't know if it was something with the color that they were using, or something about mixing the color with the plastic that made it more prone to breakage, or what the actual cause of this was. But this is really, at least in my memory, the first time I'm encountering it. So I thought that was interesting to point out. You know, it didn't affect the build, and actually before I started disassembling this, it wasn't an issue. It was in there fine. And Lego has pretty good customer support, customer service when it comes to missing pieces as well as broken pieces and stuff. So I will just have to send off to them. However, a 1x6 plate like this in brown, or I could probably swap in black or any other color that would fit right in here, and be fine. And I'm sure I have one of these pieces that's not brittle that would work, but I'm also pretty positive that they will work to, you know, correct this issue. But I just thought that was worth noting because it was kind of a unique thing for me, at least on this channel. I don't think I've ever encountered anything like that. So that's my thought on that. And now that that's broken even more completely, I'm not going to work on putting everything back together, but I will try to kind of get this back somewhat in working order, just for the sake of the video. And overall, my final thoughts are that this is an excellent set, really well designed, tons of fun, great features, great functions, great figures, and I got a great deal on it. So all great for me. Very, very happy to have been able to look at this, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. And if you did, maybe leave me a comment. I appreciate it. I'm excited to look at more Nexo Knight sets in the future. So this was another big win for me. Big fan. So great. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more Lego Nexo Knights, and then tons of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shapes, size, price point, piece count, old sets, new sets, retired sets, used sets, alternate builds for things, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming Lego videos. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting there. We're getting close. So I really appreciate all the help. If you're not subscribed, maybe consider subscribing. It's free to subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and it means a lot to me. So I appreciate it. And then if you wanted to support this channel in a different way, you could do that here on YouTube with membership, supers, and thanks. And I have the Patreon. It's in the video description. It's on my channel page, patreon.com/sobrick. So maybe consider checking those things out. And I appreciate it. It helps. So thank you very much. And with all of that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.